Good evening. Today, I invite you to embark on a transformative journey, a journey inward toward learning to be happy alone. In a world that constantly connects us through technology, relationships, and obligations, the idea of being alone is often viewed as something to avoid. But let me propose an alternative perspective. Solitude is not an enemy to happiness. Rather, it is a powerful ally. Personal responsibility is the cornerstone of personal growth and emotional well-being. At its core, it means taking ownership of your actions, choices, and most importantly, your emotional state. It is a recognition that, while life may throw challenges your way, how you respond to those challenges is entirely within your control. This idea shifts the focus away from external circumstances and places the power for change squarely in your hands. It's an empowering concept, but one that requires honesty, discipline, and courage to fully embrace. To begin with, personal responsibility is about acknowledging that your life is shaped by the decisions you make. While it's true that circumstances, luck, or other people can influence your path, your choices in response to those influences are what ultimately determine your trajectory. This understanding calls for self-awareness. You must be willing to examine your own patterns of behavior and recognize where you may have contributed to your current situation. This process can be uncomfortable. It's easier to blame external factors, your upbringing, a difficult boss, or an unkind partner, than it is to admit that perhaps your reactions, decisions, or inaction played a role. However, this honesty is crucial because it is only when you take responsibility for your part that you gain the power to change it. Embracing personal responsibility also involves letting go of the victim mindset. The victim mindset is characterized by the belief that life happens to you, that your happiness or success is entirely dependent on forces outside of your control. While it's true that certain situations can be unjust or challenging, adopting a victim mentality often results in feelings of helplessness and stagnation. Personal responsibility, on the other hand, empowers you to recognize that even in difficult circumstances, there's always something within your power to influence. It might be your perspective, your attitude, or your next step forward, but there is always a choice to be made. One of the most important aspects of personal responsibility is the way it relates to emotional well-being. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that other people are responsible for how you feel. For example, you might think, if only they treated me better, I'd be happy, or if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't be upset. While other people's actions can indeed affect you, your emotional reactions are ultimately under your control. You have the ability to choose how you interpret and respond to events. This is not to say that you should suppress or deny your emotions. Instead, it's about recognizing that while emotions are natural and valid, they don't have to dictate your actions or define your state of mind. By taking responsibility for your emotions, you free yourself from being at the mercy of external events. Taking personal responsibility also involves setting boundaries and being proactive about your needs. For example, if you feel overwhelmed at work, it's not enough to blame the workload or your manager. Taking responsibility means communicating your concerns, finding ways to prioritize tasks, or seeking solutions to improve the situation. Similarly, in relationships, personal responsibility means addressing issues constructively rather than expecting the other person to change or fix things for you. It's about being accountable for your part in the dynamic and working collaboratively towards solutions. Another important element of personal responsibility is discipline. It requires a commitment to doing what needs to be done, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. This might mean developing healthy habits, sticking to a budget, or following through on promises you've made to yourself or others. Discipline is the bridge between intention and action, and it's what allows you to create meaningful change in your life. Without it, even the best intentions remain unfulfilled. Courage is also a vital component of personal responsibility. It takes courage to face your own shortcomings, admit when you're wrong, and take steps to improve. It's not easy to confront uncomfortable truths about self or to take risks in pursuit of growth. However, it's through these challenges that you build resilience and character. Courage is what allows you to step out of your comfort zone and take ownership of your life, even in the face of uncertainty. Another key aspect of personal responsibility is the ability to learn from mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. It's an inevitable part of life. However, what sets apart those who take responsibility is their willingness to acknowledge their mistakes, learn from them, and take steps to avoid repeating them in the future. This mindset transforms setbacks into opportunities for growth and progress. Finally, personal responsibility is about recognizing that you are the author of your own story. While you may not have control over every chapter, you have the ability to shape the narrative. This requires a proactive approach to life. Instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you, take the initiative to create them. Instead of hoping for things to change, take action to make them better. Personal responsibility is not about striving for perfection or never needing help from others. It's about recognizing that you are ultimately responsible for the direction of your life and taking ownership of that role. To truly understand oneself is a journey that requires patience, self-reflection, and a willingness to confront both the beautiful and challenging aspects of your character. Knowing yourself is not just about understanding your likes, dislikes, or preferences. It is a deeper exploration of your values, beliefs, strengths, weaknesses, and the motivations that drive your actions. It is about becoming intimately acquainted with the person you are at your core and embracing all parts of that identity with honesty and acceptance. The first step in this process is self-reflection. In a fast-paced world filled with distractions, it can be difficult to find the time or space to sit quietly and reflect on your life. Yet this time is crucial for introspection. By pausing and turning your focus inward, you can begin to unravel the layers of external influence and discover what truly matters to you. Questions like, what do I value most in life? What brings me genuine joy? And what are my greatest fears? Serve as starting points to uncover the essence of who you are. These answers may not come immediately. They often require revisiting and revising as you grow and evolve. Understanding yourself also involves recognizing the impact of your past experiences on your present self. Your upbringing, relationships, successes, and failures have all shaped the person you are today. Reflecting on these experiences can help you identify patterns in your behavior and decision-making. For instance, you might notice that certain triggers or fears stem from childhood experiences or past challenges. Acknowledging these patterns allows you to understand why you react to situations in certain ways and equips you with the tools to respond more thoughtfully in the future. Equally important is identifying your values. Values are the guiding principles that inform your decisions and behavior. They are the foundation of your character and provide clarity when faced with difficult choices. When you know your values, you can live in alignment with them, which creates a sense of integrity and fulfillment. For example, if you value honesty, you are more likely to approach situations with transparency and authenticity, even when it is challenging. Conversely, living out of alignment with your values often leads to inner conflict and dissatisfaction. Another critical aspect of knowing yourself is understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Strengths are the qualities and skills that come naturally to you or that you have developed over time. Recognizing these strengths allows you to leverage them in your personal and professional life, boosting your confidence and effectiveness. At the same time, acknowledging your weaknesses is equally important. This does not mean dwelling on them or letting them define you, but rather understanding the areas where you have room to grow or where you may need support. Knowing your weaknesses is not a sign of failure, but a step towards self-awareness and improvement. Your emotions are another window into understanding yourself. Emotions are powerful indicators of your inner world, reflecting your needs, desires, and boundaries. Paying attention to how you feel in different situations can reveal a great deal about what is important to you. For instance, feeling frustrated in a particular relationship might signal unmet needs or misaligned expectations. Similarly, feelings of joy and fulfillment in certain activities can indicate areas where your passions lie. By observing and honoring your emotions, you gain insight into what truly matters to you. Self-awareness also extends to understanding your thought patterns. The way you think, whether optimistically or pessimistically, logically or emotionally, shapes your perception of the world and your approach to challenges. By examining your thought patterns, you can identify limiting beliefs or unhelpful mindsets that may be holding you back. For example, if you often tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," this belief can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Recognizing and challenging these thoughts allows you to reframe them in a more constructive way, paving the way for personal growth. part of knowing yourself is also exploring your passions and interests. These are the activities, topics, or pursuits that ignite your curiosity and energize you. Engaging in what you are passionate about not only brings joy, but also helps you understand what gives your life meaning. Sometimes discovering your passions requires experimentation and stepping out of your comfort zone. By trying new things and paying attention to what resonates with you, you gain a clearer picture of what fuels your sense of purpose. Equally important is understanding your boundaries and limits. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and protecting your well-being. They help you define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your interactions with others. Knowing your boundaries requires a deep understanding of your needs and priorities. When you are clear about your limits, you can communicate them effectively and stand firm in honoring them, even when it is difficult. Finally, knowing yourself means embracing the entirety of who you are, including the parts that may feel uncomfortable or imperfect. Self-awareness is not about striving for perfection, but about accepting yourself as a whole person. This includes recognizing the aspects of yourself that you are proud of, as well as the areas where you may struggle. True self-knowledge involves compassion and a willingness to grow, understanding that you are a work in progress. Solitude is often misunderstood in a world that places immense value on constant connectivity and social interaction. It is sometimes equated with loneliness, but solitude and loneliness are profoundly different. Solitude is a chosen state, a deliberate withdrawal from external distractions, allowing one to connect deeply with oneself. It provides a unique opportunity for self-discovery, creativity, and renewal that is difficult to achieve in the hustle and bustle of daily life. When embraced intentionally, solitude becomes a sanctuary where the mind and spirit can thrive. The quietude of solitude allows for deep self-reflection, a practice essential for personal growth. In solitude, the distractions and demands of the outside world fall away, leaving space to examine your thoughts, feelings, and experiences without interference. This reflective process helps clarify what truly matters to you. By taking the time to be alone, you create a dialogue with yourself, exploring questions like, what are my true values? What are my goals? And am I living authentically? These moments of introspection foster a deeper understanding of your desires and motivations, which can guide you in making more intentional choices. Solitude also nurtures creativity. Many of history's greatest thinkers, writers, and artists have sought out solitude as a source of inspiration. When you are alone, free from the input of others, your mind has the freedom to wander, explore, and imagine without constraints. Solitude invites daydreaming, brainstorming, and problem-solving in a way that collaborative environments often cannot. It provides a mental space where new ideas can flourish and where you can experiment with possibilities that may not have occurred in a group setting. Whether you are an artist, a writer, or simply someone looking for innovative solutions in your work or personal life, solitude can be a wellspring of creative energy. Moreover, solitude fosters emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges, and the ability to cope with them often depends on how well you know yourself and how comfortable you are in your own company. Spending time alone allows you to process emotions, reflect on experiences, and develop inner strength. In solitude, you learn to navigate your thoughts and feelings independently without relying on external validation or distraction. This self-reliance builds a sense of confidence and security that can sustain you through difficult times. You come to realize that your happiness and well-being do not depend solely on others, but on your own ability to find peace within. The value of solitude extends to improving focus and productivity. In a world saturated with notifications, emails, and the constant social media, solitude offers a reprieve from distractions. It allows you to concentrate fully on the task at hand, whether it is working on a project, studying, or planning your next steps. Without interruptions, you can delve deeply into your work, achieving a level of focus and flow that is difficult to replicate in busy environments. This concentrated effort not only enhances the quality of your output, but also provides a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Solitude also plays a vital role in fostering independence. When you spend time alone, you become more comfortable making decisions and solving problems on your own. This independence strengthens your sense of self and reduces the need to rely excessively on others for guidance or approval. You learn to trust your instincts and judgments, which can empower you in both your personal and professional life. The more you practice being alone, the more you discover your capacity to handle challenges and navigate life's complexities without feeling overwhelmed. Additionally, solitude provides an opportunity for rest and renewal. In the constant noise and activity of modern life, it is easy to become overwhelmed and depleted. Solitude offers a chance to recharge mentally, emotionally, and physically. It allows you to slow down, breathe deeply, and reconnect with yourself on a fundamental level. This restorative quality of solitude is essential for maintaining balance and preventing burnout. By taking time to be alone, you give yourself the gift of replenishing your energy and clearing your mind, which prepares you to engage more fully with the world when you return. Another profound benefit of solitude is its ability to deepen your relationships with others. It may seem counterintuitive, but spending time alone can actually enhance your connections with those around you. When you know yourself well and are comfortable in your own company, you bring a sense of wholeness to your interactions. You are less likely to seek validation or fulfillment from others because you have already cultivated those qualities within yourself. This self-sufficiency allows you to approach relationships from a place of generosity and authenticity rather than neediness or dependency. Solitude helps you to appreciate your own company, which in turn makes the time you spend with others more meaningful and enjoyable. Finally, solitude invites you to reconnect with the present moment. Away from the noise and distractions of everyday life, you can immerse yourself fully in your surroundings and experiences. Whether it is a walk in nature, a quiet moment with a book, or simply sitting in stillness, solitude encourages mindfulness. It reminds you to slow down and savor the small, often overlooked moments that bring richness to life. In this way, solitude becomes a practice of presence, grounding you in the here and now and fostering a deeper sense of gratitude and contentment. Dependency, while often seen as a natural aspect of human relationships, can carry hidden dangers that, when left unchecked, can lead to emotional instability, loss of autonomy, and an erosion of self-worth. At its core, dependency involves relying on someone or something for emotional support, validation, or fulfillment. While it is healthy to seek support and connection from others, excessive dependency can create a fragile foundation for one's sense of identity and well-being. It is important to recognize these risks and address them to cultivate healthier, more balanced relationships and a greater sense of personal independence. One of the most significant dangers of dependency is the loss of autonomy. When you rely too heavily on others to make decisions, solve problems, or provide a sense of purpose, you can begin to lose touch with your own ability to navigate life's challenges independently. Over time, this reliance erodes confidence in your own judgment and problem-solving skills. You may start to feel incapable of taking initiative or making choices without seeking approval or reassurance. This dependency can lead to a diminished sense of self and an inability to trust your own instincts, leaving you vulnerable to external influences and manipulation. Another danger lies in the instability of external sources of support. People and circumstances are inherently unpredictable. Relationships change, people move away, or they may fail to meet your expectations at critical moments. If your sense of security or happiness is tied exclusively to another person, any disruption in that relationship can leave you feeling adrift and emotionally devastated. This dependency creates a fragile emotional foundation as it places the responsibility for your well-being in the hands of others rather than within yourself. The result is a cycle of anxiety and fear, as you worry about losing the very source of stability you have become reliant on. Dependency can also create unhealthy dynamics within relationships. When one person becomes overly dependent on another, it can place an immense burden on the relationship. The dependent individual may seek constant reassurance, attention, or validation, which can lead to feelings of resentment or frustration on the part of the other person. This dynamic can strain the relationship as it becomes unbalanced and less about mutual support and more about fulfilling the needs of the dependent partner. Over time, this imbalance can damage the connection and lead to feelings of dissatisfaction for both individuals. Furthermore, dependency can limit personal growth. When you rely on others to fulfill your needs, you may miss opportunities to develop your own skills, resilience, and self-reliance. Challenges and hardships, while difficult, are often the catalyst for personal development. By leaning too heavily on others, you may inadvertently avoid these opportunities, leaving your potential untapped. Dependency can create a comfort zone that feels safe in the short term, but ultimately stunts your growth and limits your ability to thrive independently. In addition to hindering personal growth, dependency can lead to a distorted sense of self-worth. When you depend on others for validation or approval, your self-esteem becomes contingent on their opinions and actions. This external validation creates a precarious sense of identity, as it is subject to the ever-changing perspectives and behaviors of others. You may find yourself constantly seeking affirmation to feel valued, which can lead to feelings of insecurity and inadequacy when that validation is not forthcoming. True self-worth must come from within, and dependency on external sources undermines this inner foundation. Dependency can also perpetuate cycles of avoidance. By relying on others to handle challenges or provide emotional support, you may avoid confronting your own fears, insecurities, or unresolved issues. This avoidance can prevent you from addressing the root causes of your struggles and limit your ability to grow stronger through adversity. While seeking support is a natural and healthy part of life, it is important to balance this with the willingness to face challenges independently and take ownership of your personal growth. Another risk of dependency is the potential for manipulation or exploitation. When you rely heavily on someone else, you may feel compelled to conform to their expectations or demands to maintain their support. This dynamic can create a power imbalance in which the dependent individual becomes vulnerable to being controlled or taken advantage of. Whether intentional or not, this imbalance undermines the autonomy and dignity of the dependent person, further entrenching the cycle of reliance and eroding their sense of self. Dependency can also hinder the ability to form diverse and meaningful connections. When one relationship becomes the sole focus of your emotional energy and needs, it can lead to neglecting other relationships or opportunities for connection. This narrowing of focus can leave you isolated from a broader support network, making you even more vulnerable if the primary relationship changes or ends. Building a wide range of connections allows for a more balanced and supportive social foundation, reducing the risks associated with placing too much weight on any one person or relationship. Ultimately, dependency fosters a mindset of external control, where happiness, security, and fulfillment are perceived as coming from outside sources rather than from within. This mindset limits the realization of your own strength and potential, keeping you in a state of reliance and vulnerability. Recognizing and addressing dependency requires self-awareness and a commitment to cultivating inner resilience and independence. Creating order in life is an essential pursuit that brings clarity, focus, and a sense of stability in the face of the inherent chaos of existence. At its core, order is about finding balance and structure in the various dimensions of life, whether it be in your physical environment, daily routines, relationships, or internal thoughts. By organizing these aspects, you create a foundation that enables you to thrive, manage challenges effectively, and pursue meaningful goals with a clear mind and purpose. The first step in creating order in life is addressing your physical surroundings. The environment you inhabit plays a significant role in shaping your state of mind. A cluttered or disorganized space often reflects and reinforces a cluttered mental state. By decluttering and organizing your home, workspace, or any other area where you spend significant time, you establish a sense of control and peace. This process involves letting go of unnecessary items, creating designated spaces for your belongings, and maintaining cleanliness and tidiness. When your surroundings are orderly, you reduce distractions and create an atmosphere that promotes productivity, relaxation, and focus. Establishing routines is another powerful way to bring order into your life. Routines provide a sense of predictability and structure, allowing you to manage your time effectively and ensure that essential tasks are consistently addressed. A well-crafted routine helps you prioritize activities that align with your values and goals while minimizing wasted time and energy. For example, starting your day with a morning routine that includes activities such as exercise, planning, or meditation can set a positive tone for the day ahead. Similarly, evening routines that involve reflection, preparation for the next day, or relaxation can help you wind down and create a smoother transition to rest. Creating order also involves setting clear priorities. In a world filled with endless distractions and demands, it is easy to feel overwhelmed and scattered. By identifying what truly matters to you and focusing your energy on those priorities, you can avoid being pulled in too many directions. This requires thoughtful consideration of your values, long-term goals, and immediate responsibilities. Once your priorities are clear, you can allocate your time and resources accordingly, ensuring that your actions are aligned with what is most important to you. This alignment not only increases your efficiency, but also brings a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Another critical aspect of creating order is managing your commitments and obligations. Taking on too much can lead to stress, burnout, and a sense of being perpetually behind. To avoid this, it is essential to evaluate your commitments regularly and set boundaries where necessary. Learning to say no to tasks or responsibilities that do not align with your priorities or values is an act of self-respect and self-care. By focusing on what truly matters, you can dedicate your energy to the things that bring value and meaning to your life, rather than spreading yourself too thin. Internal order is just as important as external order. This involves cultivating clarity and focus within your mind. One way to achieve this is through mindfulness or meditation practices that help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions. By observing your mental processes without judgment, you can gain insight into patterns of thinking that may be contributing to stress or confusion. This awareness allows you to redirect your thoughts toward more constructive and intentional directions, fostering a sense of mental calm and stability. Journaling is another effective tool for creating internal order. Writing down your thoughts, goals, or plans can help you organize your ideas and gain a clearer perspective on your life. It provides a space for reflection and self-expression, enabling you to process emotions, track progress, and identify areas that need attention. By putting your thoughts on paper, you create a tangible record that can guide your decisions and actions, bringing greater coherence and focus to your life. Relationships also play a significant role in creating order. Healthy, supportive relationships contribute to a sense of stability and well-being, while toxic or chaotic relationships can disrupt your emotional balance. It is important to cultivate relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. This involves clear communication, setting boundaries, and addressing conflicts constructively. When your relationships are harmonious, they provide a foundation of support that helps you navigate challenges and maintain a sense of order in other areas of your life. Managing your time effectively is another key component of creating order. Time is a finite resource, and how you use it determines the quality and direction of your life. Tools such as calendars, to-do lists, or time-blocking techniques can help you stay organized and focused on your tasks. By planning your days and weeks thoughtfully, you can ensure that you are making progress toward your goals while leaving room for rest, relaxation, and spontaneity. Finally, creating order requires adaptability and resilience. Life is unpredictable, and despite your best efforts, disruptions and challenges will arise. The key is to approach these moments with flexibility and a problem-solving mindset. Rather than resisting change or becoming overwhelmed, focus on finding solutions and reestablishing balance. Adaptability allows you to maintain a sense of order even in the face of uncertainty, ensuring that you remain grounded and capable of moving forward. In the fast-paced modern world, distractions are everywhere, pulling attention in countless directions and vying for every moment of focus. From the constant buzz of notifications on a smartphone to the endless stream of entertainment and advertisements, it has become easier than ever to fill time with trivialities rather than meaningful pursuits. Yet, while distractions may provide temporary relief or pleasure, they often leave an underlying sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction. Meaning, on the other hand, offers a deeper and more enduring sense of purpose and fulfillment. Pursuing Meaning rather than distractions is an essential shift that can transform how life is lived, offering a path toward genuine contentment and growth. Meaning is not something that typically presents itself in an obvious or convenient way. It requires intentional effort, reflection, and a willingness to delve into what truly matters. Distractions, by contrast, are readily available and often designed to capture attention effortlessly. They exploit the brain's tendency to seek instant gratification, offering quick rewards without requiring substantial effort or commitment. Whether it's scrolling through social media, binge watching a series, or constantly refreshing a news feed, distractions can create the illusion of activity and engagement while subtly eroding time and energy that could be devoted to something more significant. One of the reasons distractions are so tempting is that they provide an escape from discomfort. The challenges and uncertainties of life can be overwhelming, and it can be easier to turn to distractions than to face difficult emotions, complex problems, or unresolved issues. However, this avoidance comes at a cost. Distractions may numb the discomfort temporarily, but they do nothing to address the underlying causes. In fact, excessive reliance on distractions can exacerbate feelings of dissatisfaction or anxiety by preventing the growth and learning that come from confronting life's challenges head-on. Pursuing meaning requires asking hard questions and seeking answers that align with core values and long-term goals. What gives life purpose? What brings a sense of fulfillment? What contributions can be made to the world, relationships, or personal development? These questions are not easily answered, and the search for meaning often involves trial and error. It may require letting go of superficial comforts or habits that no longer serve a greater purpose. Yet this effort is worthwhile because it creates a life rooted in authenticity and alignment with what is truly important. The pursuit of meaning also encourages the development of discipline and focus. Meaningful goals are rarely achieved without sustained effort and commitment. This process builds character, teaching patience, perseverance, and the ability to overcome obstacles. It requires prioritizing time and energy, saying no to distractions, and embracing the discomfort that often accompanies growth. Over time, this discipline becomes a source of strength, enabling greater achievement and a deeper sense of satisfaction. One of the challenges of pursuing meaning is that it often involves delayed gratification. Unlike distractions, which provide instant pleasure, meaningful pursuits may not offer immediate rewards. They require investing time, effort, and energy without the guarantee of quick results. Yet the rewards of pursuing meaning are far more enduring and profound. They create a sense of purpose, direction, and connection that transcends the fleeting pleasures of distraction. It is also important to recognize that pursuing meaning does not necessarily mean avoiding all distractions entirely. Moments of relaxation, entertainment, or leisure can play a valuable role in maintaining balance and well-being. However, these should be intentional choices rather than default behaviors. By consciously deciding when and how to engage with distractions, it becomes possible to enjoy them without allowing them to detract from meaningful pursuits. Ultimately, pursuing meaning involves taking responsibility for how time and energy are spent. It is about recognizing that life is finite and choosing to invest in activities and relationships that create genuine value. It requires a commitment to growth, contribution, and authenticity, even when the path is difficult or uncertain. While distractions may offer a temporary escape, meaning provides a foundation for a life well lived, filled with purpose and fulfillment.